So based on one of IDC's research recently, where we surveyed CEOs across Asia Pacific region, one of the newest agenda items of CEOs in our region is really about industry ecosystem, and this is a direct impact of the COVID-19 crisis. So, I'm just wondering from Vivek's perspective is, with the Microsoft-Samsung partnership ecosystem, what does it really mean, and how would this ecosystem come together to enable organizations to reimagine the future and to be really successful in the next normal?
Yeah, and I want to illustrate that question with 4 points around the value of ecosystem. The first one is around communities. As societies reopen, it is apparent that the economy that we're seeing now is not the same that we saw in, say, January. Increasingly, one of the key steps needed to foster a safe and a successful economic recovery is expanded access to the digital skills needed to fill new jobs, especially for those hardest hit. These could be people with low incomes, women, as well as underrepresented minorities. Which is why Microsoft has announced a global digital skills initiative that will skill 25 million people worldwide by the end of this year. And this brings to bear all of the assets that we have with LinkedIn as well as with GitHub. As you can imagine, this is a monumental undertaking, a very global, ambitious aspiration, and it requires strong ecosystem partnerships with government and nonprofits as well as commercial organizations. That's the first thing. The second point that I want to illustrate with the ecosystem is really ensuring that organizations and schools continue to come back, continue to work remotely and safely and remain productive. COVID-19 actually accelerated our pace of innovation. We've added a lot more capability into Teams today, like 7x7 meeting rooms, breakout rooms, and a lot of features around making sure that educators are having better insights. But a strong illustration of that ecosystem partnership in response to COVID-19 really is the work that we're doing with Samsung, which is really creating these new experiences and devices that enables organizations to remain productive even as they work remotely in a very safe and secure manner. The third piece that I want to talk about is encouraging and providing customers the confidence to return to work by ensuring that Microsoft, along with its partners, are building solutions around location management, which is really around measuring occupancy rates of rooms, ensuring that people are seated safely as part of safe distancing policies, and ensuring that you're able to monitor this intelligently and creating that safe workspace and environment as people return back to work. And the last point I want to call about is the notion of digital transformation. Our CEO Satya said that we are seeing about 2 years worth of digital transformation in 2 months, and that couldn't be truer in an area of like say e-commerce, where we've seen every organization, brick and mortar at that, rethink and re-strategize their customer experience and customer engagement strategy as they move more and more of their businesses online. We at Microsoft, with our partners, are creating solutions that continue to enable customers to do things like remote maintenance, remote management, remote assistance. We're working with partners like Samsung to create devices for first-line workers to ensure that they're getting the apps and the information that they need to get their jobs done. We have to acknowledge the power of ecosystems, and that is relevant for every organization today, whether it's big or small.
Very well said, Vivek. I think the most important point that you touch on is really about people, right? We talk so much about technology, we talk about processes, we talk about the data, but it's really people that kind of bring all this connectivity together. And here where we talk about collaboration, we talk about co-creation, we talk about co-innovation. And that leads me to the final question for you, Timothy. And that's really talking about future business models, right? And this is one of the hottest topics when we spoke with buyers in kind of the recent weeks. Basically, organizations are trying to reimagine what new business models will look like. So perhaps you can share kind of one future business model that you think will come true in 2021.
Okay, so Sandra, the way we look at 2021, a lot of the digital transformation that's happening today, the pace is actually picking up. In order for this business model to actually start, a lot of it involves adoption. And I think the collaboration between Microsoft and Samsung is actually a step up to this adoption, because here we take a software company with products that are widely used, and we take a proven ecosystem of devices like Samsung, marry them together. That this will start making business models a lot easier to start off. So take, for example, retail in the near future. I think the biggest pain that we have today is how do we go about doing this business of retail without physical contact? And I think that's the key part. So from there, what we see is things like augmented reality, digital e-invoicing, being able to sign on glass. These are just key technologies that need to be put in place and adopted easily.
Well, as a consumer as well as an employee, I'm just excited to hear all these different technologies, and I wish that we had actually more time, right? I mean, you think about how organizations can actually truly leverage technology and all the new capabilities today, as well as kind of moving forward in both kind of the COVID-19 world as well as in the next normal. But we just have to end it here. So thank you very much, guys, for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the conversation as much as I did. I would like to invite you again to a live session on the 9th of September on reimagining your next normal with Samsung, Microsoft, Singtel, and myself, where we'll be sharing some of the reimagined business and operating models. Click the link and we will see you there.